Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, Gusty's Plants. I'm gonna do a little reading blog, reading the newest book release from LEIGH BARDUGO, The Familiar, as you guys can see right here. Beautiful, I got this from Target. It has the black spread edges. I will be doing a little blog and give you guys gradual updates as I read along the book. So if you're interested in what the book is about, then keep on watching. However, it will definitely have spoilers because I'm gonna do gradual updates as the story unfolds. Keep on watching so we can, pretty much read this book here together. And yeah, so I'll be back after I finish the first 100 pages, I hope, and see how the story is coming along. So yeah, keep on watching. Alright guys, so quick update here. I just finished reading chapter 1 of The Familiar, and I am really liking the story so far. I want to be brief here. We are introduced to a couple here, which is Don Mario and Doña Valentina. They happen to have a house in the Dos Santos street here in Madrid. It's a very wealthy area where a lot of rich people are, gather, and so that's where they live. And that's kind of the plot of the story so far. The house of the Ordóñez. In one end, Don Mario is a very wealthy man. He has a lot of land. He has olive trees. He has a lot of, he's wealthy. And he was previously married to a red hair that unfortunately got ran over by a carriage. And so that's that. And then on the other hand, we have the wife, which is Doña Valentina. Doña Valentina grew up without the parents of love, and so she's always grumpy and hateful, and she has a lot of hatred because her parents didn't raise her with love and affection. Not only that, she got married to Don Mario, which he also doesn't love her back. They're just married. That's kind of so far that's the only thing that I'm kind of like, what's going on? Why did they get married? So I'm gonna keep reading the book to figure out why did they get married if they don't love each other, or she loves him but he doesn't love her back. Anyways, Valentina is always angry, and so she releases her stress, her hatred to her mates, to her cooks. And we are also introduced to the cook, which is Doña Agueda. Doña Agueda is, I guess, an older lady, and she is helped by Lucia, which is our main character. Lucia is always out there to help Agueda with helping her, make dinner and cook around the house and cook around. So Doña Valentina is always angry, so she will ask Doña Agueda to make her a pork stew, and then all of a sudden she changes it last minute because she wants quail, for example. So then Lucia will come in handy and help Doña Agueda with changing the dinner and stuff like that. We're also introduced that Lucia's mother passed away, and her aunt tells Lucia how to use her magic. There's a little bit of magic involved so far, not as much, but there's a little bit of magic here. I know that if you hum or you sing something, you are able to project a little bit of magic to double things in the kitchen, like pantry things, little things, not a lot. But so far that's kind of where we are introduced in the book. A lot of characters, a lot of character building so far, and I really like it. So far it's a 5-star read. Let me keep reading the book. I'm gonna read a few more chapters and I'll get back to you guys and see if I like it. But so far, it's a 5-star read. Alright guys, so I am now in chapter 10, and let me loop you in into how the story is unfolding so far. So now we know that the whole neighborhood knows that Lucia can create magic, all thanks to Doña Valentina that discovered this by giving her one of her dresses. She only has 3 dresses because she doesn't have enough money because Don Mario does not give her any. Anywho, yeah, she gives Lucia one of her dresses to be fixed because she accidentally made a tear in the back, and she fixes it in no time. And so she discovers that Lucia is able to create magic by humming and singing and reciting like a little rhythm. And she told the neighbors to come over for dinner, and then Doña Valentina calls for Lucia to come over to show them her tricks. When Lucia does this, everyone at dinner table, including Don Mario, they are astonished and flabbergasted, what the hell, you can do magic. So now this was a terrible mistake because now the whole town, everyone in the neighborhood is looking for Lucia and they want her to work for them. Of course, Doña Valentina is scared that they're gonna bribe her out of her to working for them, and so she does not let her go out for anything, not even for church, not even to get groceries. She's a slave, a stay-at-home scullery, or whatever you call her. Now Don Mario is getting a little bit closer to Lucia. One day he takes her out with his friends to show her off, and one of the guys in the group happens to be a spy that works for Antonio Perez, and Antonio Perez happens to work for the King of Spain. Now, this spy is also part of the Spanish Inquisition. The spy is there to see if Lucia is not a scam, that she is for sure a witch. And when she performs this trick, because Don Mario told her to, in front of everyone, then the spy goes back and tells Antonio Perez that she is for real and that they're gonna go chase her. Now, Lucia goes with her aunt. Lucia finds this out, and so she goes running away from the Ordóñez family because she's scared that they're gonna kill her and they're gonna put her in a jail and, you know, torture her like it's happened with other people in the past. So she goes running to her aunt Juanit, which happens to be the lover of a very successful and a wealthy man, that everything that he does, it's successful. Now this wealthy man asks Huilat to have Lucia perform a magic trick because Huilat told him that she's for real a witch, or that she can do magic. And so then when Lucia performs magic for this guy, he becomes interested in her. He wants to take her to fight, be part of the Spanish Inquisition, the Spanish, you know, dynasty. Now here is where I'm having a little bit of like dilemma with the book. Why is such a healthy, wealthy, you know, successful man in the 1600s interested in her, Lucia, when he's so, you know, wealthy? He does not need her. So I'm gonna read along to see why he needs her. And yeah. Now there is also another character, Santemal. He is friends with Antonio Paredes, and I believe that he's jealous of him, and I feel that there might be some kind of love connection between Antonio and Lucia. I'm not sure, that's kind of where I'm sensing. He is jealous, and I feel like he might betray Antonio Paredes and side with Lucia. I'm not sure, that's kind of what I'm sensing. But so far though, I'm not liking the book as much as I did at the beginning. I feel like the magic system is really not the best. Like, yeah, Lucia has magic, but like it's just to get groceries and stuff like that, so it's really not big. And that's the only thing that I have so far with it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep reading the book. I am in chapter 10. I'm gonna read 10 more chapters, or maybe 20, and come back and give you guys an update. But so far, I'm giving it a 4-star. So I am now in chapter 20, guys, and a lot has happened. Let me loop you guys in. It's really good. It's back to a 5-star rate for me. So now we know that Lucia is practicing her magic because she's going to be entered into a torneo to be an apprentice, or to be part of the kingdom in Spain, to be part of, or to work amongst the king. All this because Don Victor Paredes is gonna, you know, take her with him to his house and train her so that she can, you know, practice her magic and become a good witch. Or I wouldn't call her a witch, but just, you know, to practice her magic and become very powerful, because her magic system is kind of weak, so she needs to, you know, become a very strong candidate in order to enter that tournament that I guess she's going to face other opponents to win the title to be able to work with the king or something like that. In the midst of training her magic, she made a terrible mistake and killed Don Alvaro by growing like a pomegranate tree that killed him, and that even cut her tongue. She was about to lose her life, but she made it out. We also find out that her aunt Huilat was a whore, and that she pretty much prostituted herself, and it's a secret. Nobody really knows that he is the aunt of, nobody really knows that Lucia has an aunt, and it happens to be Huilat, and she is the lover, like I mentioned earlier, of Don Victor Paredes. We're also not getting much about Doña Valentina and also Don Mario. They're like kind of lost in the story. They're here and there, but they're not the main characters anymore. We also have been introduced to a new character, Santangel, which I believe so far he's my favorite character. He's kind of like mysterious. He's kind of like the second-hand man to Victor Paredes, and he's becoming one of my favorite characters. He's very mysterious, very intelligent, and he's kind of like a very to me, he's kind of like I hope that he falls in love with Lucia and they become really nice together. Really, really interesting together. They call him the Alacran because he's kind of like a bounty hunter in a way. I am sensing though that Lucia might fall in love with Victor Paredes because apparently he's very handsome and he's very intellectual and he has a lot of power. But so far that's kind of where the book is going. I am now introduced that now we know that she is able to increase her magic strength and that she's gonna practice her magic to become a stronger witch. And so I am interested now into seeing how she does at the tournament. Alright guys, so I am now in chapter 26 and the tournament already happened. In this tournament there were two girls and Lucia, so there were three girls in total competing. I believe the other two girls were faking their magic or their sorcery, and so they did an amazing job. They looked amazing. They have like beautiful dresses. However, Lucia was just, you know, she looked like a maid. However, she was the only one from the three that possessed real magic, and she outsmarted the other two, and she was the best. She was the winner so far. I'm not sure if the tournament is gonna end so far, but so far that's kind of what I've read. Not much has happened. It's definitely getting interesting. The fact that she can improve her magic and she's becoming stronger. I like that, and yeah. But so far so good. Still a 5-star read for me. Alright guys, so I am now in page 270. I am loving the book. It's a very slow burn, but a lot has happened in these pages. Okay, so now we know more of the backstory of Santangel. He's becoming my favorite character in this book. Chapter 33 was one of my favorite chapters. It really just gave us the backstory of Santangel and how he was cursed to be the shadow or like be next to Victor Paredes. He was cursed. He got and now we understand why he's always with Victor Paredes and why he's always, treated like a peasant. Why everyone does not like him or they think that he's a devil. He was cursed. And I really like the backstory. I love that we're getting the backstory of a lot of the characters that at the beginning they were not making sense, but now they're making a lot of sense and I am growing to love them. For some reason, I feel like he might die. I'm just putting it out there. At the end of the book. Also, I love Lucia. She has strengthened her magic. She is really, really good now. She still does not know how to read, but she needs to learn how to read in order to master her magic. So she's getting better at it, which is really good. Now, I also don't remember if I mentioned this, but nobody really knows that Walid is aunt of Lucia. It's kind of like their secret, and I cannot believe it that nobody has yet found that out. Even though everybody knows, they do know is that Walid is a whore and that she just, uses men for her good looks, for their wealth, as she's doing with Victor Paredes. We also know that Victor Paredes wanted Lucia because he wanted to recruit her to be part of his group to work with the king. Now, the last time I did an update, we were still in the beginning of the tournament. 100 pages after, and we're still in the tournament. We've gone through the first round, the second round. A few people have left the tournament, like Gracia. She was in the tournament because she wanted to find a husband. So she completely got out of. Another girl, I forgot her name, but she was killed in the second round. After there was some shadows that appeared. And they were just killing people, making a mess and making a fire. And so that was round 2. It didn't really happen. A lot of people left because that thing was out of control. Like the Casillas, which is where the tournament is being held at, was in danger, and a lot of people are trying to hunt Lucia because she's like a major threat, and they want to get rid of her because they want their candidates to be the champion. When I say candidates, I think there's only like 4 candidates. Fortun Dondai, Gracia that just left, Lucia, and Tuanede, and they have weird names. Tuaneda and Gracia left, and all that we have left in the tournament is Lucia and Fortun Donai, which is a very handsome guy, and he is everyone's favorite. Now, it really doesn't sound like there's a lot that has happened within 100 pages, but on the fact that you're getting a lot of the backstory from the characters, it's really good. I love reading about Santander and Lucia, and I think they're making an amazing connection. Like I mentioned earlier, Santander is my favorite character. His backstory was amazing, and I would read a book just of him, and I love it. I am super excited to find the ending of this book, and I just wish that he doesn't die, but I feel like he might. Anyways, this is where I'm at, and I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll probably finish it tonight, and I'll give you guys a final update tomorrow. Guys, I just finished The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, and it was such a whimsical. It was lovely. I enjoyed the story. It's definitely not gonna have. It's a standalone for sure. After the ending, there's not gonna be a continuation. I love the ending. I kind of saw it coming, but not really. I saw something coming, but then what happened at the very, very last chapter was like what, which was cute. I liked it. Absolutely amazing. It's a slow burn book. It's kind of slow. The premise and I mean the plot of the book doesn't really change. The tournament went on to the very end. It was so good. I'm not gonna really say much, and I'm not gonna really spoil more than I've already done. If you made it all the way through, all I can say is that this book is amazing. I definitely recommend it. I am gonna give this book a 5 stars. It's definitely a book that made me love characters more than I could imagine. Santangel Guillen. Santangel was definitely my favorite character. Lucia's too. And not just that were my favorite characters, their actions and what they did and what they thought and what they believed in really made sense to me, and so I love that. The fact that there was not smutty here, there was not a lot of sex or at all actually. I love that. Definitely amazing. It was great. Everything, all the questions that I had while reading the book that didn't make sense made sense at the end. And as I was reading the book, so definitely I highly recommend this book, guys. Leigh Bardugo's The Familiar, amazing book. I highly recommend it. 5-star read.